Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. No, I'm just joking. Listen, I haven't had an opportunity to watch that, obviously. But I just can't wait to actually say that one day. What we're going to talk about right now, obviously, it's 3:21 in the morning. I'm sitting here watching Man of Steel. And that's obviously because I can't sleep and I'm bored, and the best thing to captivate my mind is to watch Man of Steel, like I always do. So I'm sitting here, man. I kept thinking about Dawn of Justice, and I got a little too excited, I think, and I sat down and I wrote about 4 or 5 different scenarios for what I think Dawn of Justice will bring us. And since I have nothing else to do, and obviously I like sharing stuff with you guys because we're geeks, and you know, that's just what geeks do. We share stuff. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, okay? Now, it's not a script and like that. There's not going to be any kind of conversations, none of that stuff. But you can kind of visualize what's going on here, okay? So let's begin, man. All right, so Dawn of Justice will give us a Clark Kent on assignment in Gotham City to investigate/report on what they're calling in Gotham City Man-Bat sightings. Bruce Wayne will be in Metropolis assisting Lex Luthor with the Ground Zero cleanup. Ground Zero obviously is referring to the Battle of Metropolis. I think that, you know, the destruction, the devastation, and, you know, the families, just, I guess, the totality of it all is where all the attention is really going to be on. I think places like Smallville, I think that they'll get left out of the picture. That's just my guess. Almost, I guess you can say, kind of put it inside of a grounded reality if you look at 9/11 versus Hurricane Katrina. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, you know, government agencies, they get too busy, they get too wound up in trying to handle situations that sometimes the little people get kind of forgotten, man. And I think that that's where, you know, Superman will come in and he'll help clean up Smallville, and then, you know, Metropolis will get kind of left behind because obviously he can't go there and show his face, but he'll be able to, people from Smallville will be able to tell people of Metropolis, like the country people will be able to tell the city people the good things. You know, there's gonna be a, how do you want to say it, a following for Superman. Okay, it's gonna be bad for him, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's gonna be bad, man. He's gonna be almost like a terrorist, man. First off, he's an alien. He's gonna be a terrorist. It's gonna be crazy for him, but those people of Smallville will get him through that. All right. During the Ground Zero cleanup, Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor, they're going to have this bond will be formed, man, and the bond is going to be based on humanity, and obviously humanity, when I'm saying, like, you know, they're human beings, so they're going to be able to relate to one another. And what I mean by that is that, you know, Lex Luthor being rich, Bruce Wayne being rich, they're bringing together their monies and their assets, and they're gonna go out and root for the people, help clean up, donate money, you know, build new buildings, and you know, dedicate things to people, and feed the hungry and the homeless, and provide them with shelter. Now, check this out. We all know, man, that Lex Luthor doesn't have a connection to humanity. He doesn't care. It's all about him. His whole entire, I guess you could say, purpose for existence as an adult, in a young adult at that, because we're getting a Lex Luthor that's about 25 years old. So if you go back to look at the, you know, the events that were depicted inside of Smallville, we're getting that same Lex Luthor with that passion and that fire behind him. Okay, and it, pretty much what it is just rage. It's just uncontrolled rage. He doesn't have any direction. He doesn't have any purpose or motivation. Now, here's what's going to be kind of crazy, man. We have an older Bruce Wayne. Okay, Bruce Wayne didn't have a father. This is where it gets kind of crazy, guys, and I know you're going to love me for this, or you'll probably at least get excited, because I do when I say this, but Bruce Wayne didn't have a father. He didn't have a mother. Lex Luthor didn't have a father, didn't have a mother. Do you see what I'm saying there? They're going to be able to bond because of that. They come from way different backgrounds, but they're so similar, okay? Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered. Lex Luthor's mother was murdered, And his father, I don't know how they're going to do it depending on what they do, but his father shouldn't be there. His father should die. What I hope they do, okay, this is just my, and once again, I'm talking about my opinion. I hope that Lex Luthor's father died during the attack on Metropolis, man. This is where it gets kind of, I'm trying to connect these dots and trying to connect Man of Steel because it's a sequel, but it's also a film within itself, okay? That's why they named it Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, because Man of Steel is in its own movie. It's an origin story, but Batman versus Superman allows us to play with the mythology, you understand? It allows us to have fun, to really get into the characters, okay? All right, moving on. Moving on, okay? Lois Lane will be the first to talk to Bruce Wayne while Bruce Wayne is in Metropolis. This interview is set up by Perry White, who just wouldn't miss a chance to get an interview with Bruce Wayne. But the reason for it, obviously, Perry White wants it, for the Daily Planet. But check this out. This is where it gets kind of crazy again. Lex Luthor requested that Perry White make Lois Lane who's under contract. Remember that in Man of Steel? You're under contract. Remember, he said that. He said there's things inside of Man of Steel that Zack Snyder put out there, and I think they're for us to pick up. They're breadcrumbs. All right, so Lex Luthor requested through Perry White, he said, I need Lois Lane to interview Bruce Wayne, who's coming down from Gotham City, and when he's down here, this is what I want you to say. So the teleprompter, the person that's in her ear while she's sitting down interviewing him, this is going to be live, ladies and gentlemen. This is almost, like I said, it's something like out of 9/11, something that is, it's an attack, something that happened to the people of Metropolis, but it also happened to the nation, but it also happened, check this out, listen to this, it happened worldwide because the events that took place in Metropolis were connected. Do you see this? Forgive me. I get kind of crazy. I get kind of excited, man. I absolutely love this. Okay, so Lex Luthor has an agenda behind this whole thing. Okay, here we go. We already know that Lex Luthor is a majority shareholder. He owns the Daily Planet. Okay, so the headlines that you'll be seeing throughout, and they're going to, I'm telling you this. One thing that Zack Snyder is going to do, I promise you this, man, is he's going to respect who Superman is. Because Superman is Clark Kent, the reporter. So there's going to have to be headlines, just like there was a couple of headlines inside this, inside this movie. There's going to be headlines, man. Do you remember that headline? They use it digitally. They're trying to use they'll probably have like a Microsoft Surface tablet, something like that. Something that's relevant in that the young people can connect to, you understand? The demographics, there you go. So it's going to be, smartphone, maybe Twitter, maybe Facebook, maybe Instagram. You never know. I mean, they're going to make this thing to where it turns viral, if you will, okay? So you'll see alien invasion, alien murders millions, terrorists, stuff like that. They're going to connect those things, man, with Superman. Superman, friend or foe, stuff like that, man. Stuff like that to where people are going to go nuts, man, okay? So the Lois Lane Bruce Wayne interview is going to be live via the internet, be YouTube, be live. It's something that's going to be streamed live, okay? And what it's going to end up doing is Lois Lane is going to flip the interview on Bruce Wayne. First, it's talking about Metropolis. It's talking about what happened there, what could have been averted. How can we make the city safe? And then all of a sudden, Bruce Wayne, he's going to be asking all that stuff, and then she's going to flip it. She's going to flip it on. First off, we understand that, your parents were murdered. We understand that Gotham City has a vigilante. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is how beautiful this Dawn of Justice can be. It has the capability to knock out every single comic book movie, for one, but it has the ability to just blow our minds, literally knock our socks off, man. Like the first time that you see Henry Cavill inside the Superman suit, when he comes out of the Fortress of Solitude and he jumps up there and he starts smiling as he's flying for the first time, and then he falls down, and you're like, whoa, man, but he falls down, and then all of a sudden he gets up and he tries again. That blew my socks off. I was like, whoa, man. First off, you're showing us, a weak Superman, a Superman that is first time trying to fly, he does horrible at it. But the most important thing is that he gets up and he tries again, and that just it blew my mind. Okay, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna flip the script. Lois Lane's gonna flip the script, and Perry White's gonna be sitting on the outside, you know. And I could just see this right now. But he's gonna be sitting on the outside, telling Lois like, "Hit him, get him now, get him now." And then all of a sudden she's gonna flip it. And what this turns the interview into is to where Bruce Wayne is now he's now a big target for conspiracy, man. Conspiracy to aid/assist an alien, okay? And the alien obviously is Superman. And now check this out. You know, now Bruce Wayne has to, he has to get from that interview down to his car. And I'm kind of putting in some extra stuff here, but this is just kind of visualize what I'm kind of thinking myself. And we're having fun with this, okay? So he gets down to the he's like, Alfred or something like that. I don't know who's going to be his driver. Maybe it will be Alfred. You never know. I mean, they might switch it up a little bit. Probably so. That's probably what they're going to do. Alfred, I need to get out of here. And after that, he gets into the car, but as he's going down, that's when he gets exposed to, these conspiracy theorists, because instantly, people are in pain. They're hurt, man. So when you start having those conspiracy theories flowing around, or you have media, flipping and shaping and forming and molding opinions, the public is going to react to that, man. And that's what ends up happening, man. They think that Bruce Wayne is now aiding and assisting an alien, man. So Lex Luthor, what does he do? Listen to this. Lex Luthor now takes this opportunity, man, to stand as the spokesperson for Earth, man. Not only because, Lex Luthor's, his how you want to say it, his end goal is always presidency. His end goal is to rule. That's Lex Luthor in a nutshell, man. I guess you can say he talks a good game. I'm here for you. I'm for the people. Clark, we can be friends forever. But I got to know your secret first, okay? And if you're lying to him, he's not going to trust you. All right, but anyway, so he stands up. He's now the spokesperson for Earth, and now the people around Metropolis, some people from Smallville, people from around the world. He starts, visiting all those places that have been affected, and it's going to be global because as you're trying to shrink and grow the Earth, as you're shrinking and growing, man, there's earthquakes, there's hurricanes, there's natural disasters. And Lex Luthor, man, with the LexCorp, he's able to reach out and extend his arm, in multiple different levels, man. He can be literally at one place, multiple places at one time, because he has so many different connections and his money, man. His assets, can never be, thinned. To be honest, he can do this forever if he wanted to. I mean, thousands of lifetimes, because he's that rich. He's ridiculously stupid rich, and he's gonna play it, man. Okay, so I'm getting too excited, man. Okay, so as the spokesperson of Earth, man, Lex Luthor decides to challenge Superman to the surface. He says, Superman, if you're not this terrorist, if you didn't mean, to do what happened here in Metropolis, if you didn't mean to kill innocent children and all this good stuff, millions upon millions of people, show yourself, surface, man. And when he does, this is when, because Superman always surfaces. He always does. Somebody says, Superman, I challenge you to a duel, and it could be, Hercules or something like that, like we've seen in some of them old comic books and old TV shows. Superman, for some reason, he just obviously doesn't have any fear. Okay, but there could be even like Doom. Let's look at Doom for a second, man. Like, 'cause it doesn't So when Doomsday Man decided to challenge Superman, what does Superman do? I mean, let's look at Doomsday for a second, man. This dude is made out of rock, some kind of Kryptonian rock. I don't know, spikes, and Superman's like, sure, I'll come down and talk to you, citizen. I'll come down and talk to you, creature who I've never seen before, but I know that you're from my planet. I'll talk to you though. And then after that, he gets murdered. Okay, but that's Superman. Okay. Anyway, so Superman surfaces like he normally does. This is where the trap is being set. Now, I don't know how they're going to do the kryptonite. I think the kryptonite would come towards the end, like I guess between the second and third act, and that would help. First off, get out. Because I think that the first, I'd say hour and a half, that's when you're going to see Batman versus Superman. All that stuff's going to take place during there. Then at about the hour 45-minute mark, you're going to start seeing them become friends. There's going to be a threat. About the 2 hours to 2 hours and 10 mark, then you'll see either Superman die, or you'll see Superman come to Batman, and they'll both be pretty much at their wits' end. And then that's when you'll have, Wonder Woman come in, Cyborg, and the rest of those guys. And they'll all be, it's going to be this cliffhanger. That's the only way I can see it, working successfully. To where, people are like, oh man, I gotta come back to the movies. I gotta come back to the movies in 2018. I gotta make sure I'm first in line. I gotta make sure I take leave. I gotta make sure I got vacation days. It's gonna end in a cliffhanger. And me personally, I would get, the death of Superman out the way. I would just do it. And then literally kill him off in one film. And then after that, you can recast with a new Superman. But that's just me. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. The trap is now set, okay? Photos and cameras will capture the image of Superman, and this time they're going to be more clearer than the blurred images that General Swanwick has, because he has those images. That's why he was like, General, I know you've been looking for where I'm going to hang my cape, but you won't find it, General. You can promise your last, so stop looking, and if you keep looking, I'm just going to destroy all your equipment. Are you effing stupid? Something like that. So we know that General Swanwick knows that he has pictures of this guy. But I don't think he has clear pictures. This is going to be the best technology. It's going to capture Superman's face. It's going to capture his image, and that's what's going to expose Clark's identity, man. And this is what listen to me real quick. Hear me out. The reason why Zack Snyder's going to take this approach is because we all know the jokes, man. Everybody knows the jokes, okay? We've seen it inside of Man of Steel. Obviously, this is an origin story, so they didn't really show it a whole lot. But, Clark Kent kept his hat on. He kept his glasses on at the end. And then whenever he's Clark Kent, his hair is just huge. It's almost like a little afro. And then whenever he's Superman, his haircut is, it's perfect. Hello, man. If only I can connect the two. If I can get the two drives to collide, something like that. But when he's Clark, he's just like, hello, Lois, how are you? You know what I'm saying? We don't want that anymore. We don't want the jokes anymore about, glasses are on as Clark Kent, glasses are off as Superman. We understand people are going to be smart. That's why Lois Lane, man, she put 2 and 2 together, okay? They're not playing games like that anymore. This is grounded in reality. People are they're going to learn who Clark Kent is. I think that's not going to affect, how do you want to say it? I don't, it just depends on how the end of the movie or the end of Justice League turns out, to where Clark will be able to return to his job. Maybe he'll even be one of those, stay-at-home reporters or something like that, because eventually people are going to put 2 and 2 together, man. They're going to have some jokes. They're going to joke. Don't get me wrong. Man of Steel 2 is going to joke around about that, because that's what Superman is to us as geeks and fans, man. We understand, comic book fans, we read it and we're like, oh, okay, first page, oh my gosh, Lois, he dropped something on the floor because he's clumsy. And then all of a sudden, next page you turn over and here's Superman standing there, ma'am, can I help you with your papers? You know what I'm saying? It's something that brings, comedic relief. It's going to be hilarious. I think that, Bruce Wayne's going to touch on that, once he starts seeing the photos and he's like, okay, I met that guy back at the Daily Planet. And obviously, he's going to find out about Lois Lane during the interview, because he's going to go back to the Batcave, back to the Wayne Manor, and he's going to say, Alfred, I need you to, give me everything that you can on Lois Lane. That's going to happen, man. We're going to see that happen. We know that's going to happen, okay? And that's how this whole thing is, man. That's all I got for right now, guys. But that's what I think it is, man. I think Dawn of Justice is just going to be something that we haven't seen before, man. I think it's going to set it up to be so good for Justice League, man. I don't even know half of you guys are even paying attention to this or even listening to the rest of this, man. But, thank you if you are. I mean, that was 20 minutes, man. I didn't want to drag it out too long, man. But, like I said that once we got the name of the Man of Steel 2, I was going to have a giveaway. That is coming, man. It's actually going to be something big. One of the biggest giveaways I've done as far as Man of Steel is concerned, okay? And this is going to be an actual prop from Man of Steel, officially from Warner Brothers that I have. It's just an extra that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and give that out. And you just look for the description, or look for the link in the description box and all that good stuff coming up pretty soon. And yeah, That's it, guys. Thanks again, man. Let me know your thoughts, man, and post your thoughts about this Dawn of Justice, man. We're out here, man. Nothing but dopeness. I cannot wait.